And when he saw that, we spoke about the last week, he arose and ran for his life and went to Beersheba, which belongs to Judah, and left his servant there. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a broom tree. And he prayed that he might what? Die. And said, it is enough. Let's be honest, with a show of your right hand, how many of you have gotten to a point in your life before where you said, it is enough? Anybody like that? You got to, I didn't say you were going to kill yourself, but you just got, it's a kilo shele. War upon. Right? Like I've had enough. So Elijah was anointed, prophetic, great man of God and all of that, but he got to a point, please write this down, frustration is part of the human experience. It's part of it. It's part of the human experience to get to a zone of frustration. So if you're in a season of frustration or you have been in a season of frustration, you are not weird. You are not abnormal. It is not strange for you to go through the piercing pain of problems and predicaments and life's pressures. It is not strange. So he prayed that he might die. Of course, we understand that God appeared to him. I'm not going to read that because we did that last week. But God, an angel of God came to him and touched him in verse 5 and gave him a piece of bread and all of that and drank, and then he got back on his way. I want to quickly talk this morning about healing for your heart. Healing for your heart. The first thing I want to start off with is to realize that the heart of the matter is the matter of your heart. The central focus of your life, the hub, the governing center, the headquarters of your life is actually your heart quarters. That's the central thing. Proverbs says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Now please also understand this, that the matters of destiny cannot be resolved just with your head. Matters of destiny are not logically or systematically dispensed. They have to be grasped with the heart first, and then the mind can begin to process it. That's why people say, I don't understand how it happened, but by inspiration I got this idea. Even geniuses will tell you that. Inventors will tell you that. And that's why even some of the world's greatest investors, they will say, I don't just think about the stocks I'm buying. I just have to wait for my instincts or my gut feeling. Have you heard that before? Bible for it, Ecclesiastes says that God has set eternity in our hearts. Your brain is too small to interpret the map of your destiny. Your brain does not function at a capacity that is high enough to be able to encode and decode the processes of your life. That's why the word says, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it will proceed. So the issues of your life don't proceed from your head. They proceed through your head. But they proceed from your heart. So when God drops it in your heart, it has to be processed through your head. I'm laying this foundation so you can understand that when the word says guard your heart, it means guard your most important component, your heart. This is exactly the same reason why the enemy always attacks your... Talk to me, somebody. What did Jesus say to them? When the storms were tossing and the tempest was intense and the billows were bellowing and everything was going crazy. What did he say when he walked in it? He said, let not your heart be troubled. Because your heart is the central focus. And if your heart is troubled, your life will be troubled. If your heart is sad, your life will be sad. If your heart is weak, your life will be weak. If your heart is disturbed, your life will be disturbed. Because out of the abundance of the heart, what happens? The mouth speaks. And what governs your life? James says that the tongue is like a little rudder, but it controls a whole sheep. The same way a rudder controls the whole ship, your tongue controls your life. That means that what controls your life is your tongue, but what controls your tongue is your... So if I can control your heart, I can control your life. I control your heart, I control your tongue, and then your tongue controls your life. It's a domino effect. It's like bowling. You know bowling? Bowling. And you can hit the king pin, the most significant pin, and then it bobs all around the alley. And what happens? Everything comes crashing down. May I propose to you, sir, that you're more intelligent than you realize. But because the contamination of your heart has clouded the reason of your mind, you now think I'm dumb.